Mm. It should be having sound right now. Let me see. Waiting for feedback. Video feedback. Yes, we are live. Well, hello and welcome back, my Royal Rogues. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue, and we're back with another live stream, light back. We're gonna be in a Royal chat. Gonna be highlighting your comments, making sure that everything is all right. Just getting things ready here on the background as some of you arrive. Has been nice gossip and news lately. Eva, Sus, Lauren, all of you arriving early. Thank you for being here. Gonna be interacting more with you today in the chat. But first, I want to make sure that everything is working nice and sweet. Everything should be working nice and sweet. Illinois, Oklahoma, Central Oklahoma. Oh, okay. Let me know where you're watching from. Can I keep working here in the background? Let's see what we got here. Well, there's all this stuff happening with Diddy, this musician, all this murky stuff, very very bad stuff. So many things that we cannot mention here, but yeah, you know that it has to do with a lot of baby oil for some reason. Don't ask questions. Don't ask questions, because the answers that I don't have are the answers that I'm making up in my head, and they are not pretty by any means, by any measure. Hello from Switzerland, says Nicole, and Maureen from west of Scotland, Beth from Liverpool, Patricia from Canada, Neuropsych Sina is here, one of our trusty mods. Thanks for being here, Sina. Jelena from the Netherlands, Audrey, Boomer Sooner Country, Red Squirrel from Country Durham, England. Boomer, why are you yelling Boomer? Why are you? Azerbaijan, Moonlight XN, that is amazing. Finland as well, Mervy from Finland, Maggie from St. Petersburg, Florida. Oh my, a Kamala ad just popped up. I had to, how do I block it? How do I block this? How can this happen? A Kamala ad on my, this is not fair. This is not fair. I need to block that kind of thing. This Democrats are just spending such a vast amount of money on ads. How is that possible? Oh, so many of you angry at me. You know that many of, not you. You are staying here. You know who you are. But you know, since I began to air my experience with certain politics, you know that things have become heated in my channel. Lincolnshire, UK, please block. You don't know how to block that. I don't know how to block ads. I remember that I used to work with AdSense when I had my blog, and I had AdSense, Google AdSense. You could actually block certain companies and people who bought ads from your blog, but you can, well, I don't know how to do that on YouTube, or if it's possible at all. So many of you, so many beautiful people. Let's start. Well, let's start. I'm going to give you my first thought about this. You know that we already had some reports that Diddy was out on the run. He had not been arrested. All this happening. He had this raid at his house. It was months ago, and all of a sudden he got arrested, and everything exploded. Everything has, we have all sorts of videos. I might be doing a video analysis on my body language guy channel, a live analysis. I will be working with that. There's a video of Diddy like touching, or I don't know how to, patting Justin Bieber. And I don't know if he was just touching because, it was touching like in, I don't know how to say this in a polite way, or touching, looking for wires because he was afraid of what was going on. This is expression that I don't want to repeat, freak off, that everybody's saying, do not look for it on the internet. I have obeyed. I haven't looked for it, but it's totally crazy. But at the same time, the images that we have seen of Diddy and his shenanigans and the baby oil bottles in his house, 1,000 baby oil bottles. Why would you need 1,000 baby oil bottles? Do not respond, or maybe you can answer in the comments. We can have a good time here. There's so many to talk today, but it's suspicious, right? That sounds like the kind of things that Harry used to do in Vegas. But to be fair, Harry is, well, that was other time. We also know that there's something that we have to talk about in terms of what is happening on YouTube recently. And YouTube in regards of the royal family, of course, and the Temu royals as well. Something that I have noticed that I want to try to be clear with you, which is maybe not that good in the sense of, that I realized after a couple years covering the royals and non-royals on this channel that the summer is a couple months or 3 months when let's say the royal news begin to dwindle. They're a bit slower, a bit are not that aplenty, if I could say it like that. And you try to go back in time, try to go for some other topics or older topics or rehash some topics. As for me, you already realized that I said, well, it is time for me to work on my other channels. That's what I've been doing. There has been a massive amount of work, and the easiest way by all measures is to have more spontaneous live streams and videos like the ones that I have posted. You notice that I'm making them one take, no rehearsal at all. I am way more fluent right now in my train of thought, thanks to these lives, by the way. But then you begin to realize that some YouTubers begin to come up with some crazy conspiracy theories, and they even begin messing with, William and Catherine in ways that I don't know what is the point. Well, they are entitled to their opinion, of course. They are absolutely free to do things, but a long time ago, I said that I was not going to get into that kind of making up things. If I have some information, because I have solid information about that, sometimes I tell you this is just my opinion, and sometimes I tell you that I'm just not making things up, but I'm making like a kind of a hypothesis. And sometimes I go wrong, like the time that I said that this guy, this blonde guy, which is I think this is the CEO of Archwell, I said that. I'm going to point that out. That last year I said that he was going to quit before 2023 was over. I was wrong with that one. I am not afraid to say it. So many people have already quit Archwell that maybe he is... he is vicariously quitting through all those people who are trying to work in there, and you know how it's not working. Yeah, people People are in the comments. The baby oil was for personal use in a group setting. That's already too much information for us. So I was talking about this thing with royal channels, in which I have tried to say we are 200,000 rogues here, 200,000 strong rogues in here. Said I have to do something, even if the gossip and the memes are rather slow these days, and so many things happening in the world as well. Some of them interesting, some of them could be even funny. You have to take things, a bit with a tad of levity. But I really wanted to keep this channel on point. And this is the kind of things that I wanted to do with you, is that talk to you more. Let me see if I can change here. It's easier for me to see your comments in this side, in this screen, because I can highlight them. Why all psychopaths get so famous? Well, great question, Moonlight Xan. One thing, psychopaths get so famous. By the way, you know that there's this Dancing with the Stars, right, in the UK. I need to talk about that. Why am I talking about that? And why all psychopaths get so famous? You know that there's this, I need to look for that. It's Dancing with the Stars. And there's this Anna Delby. You remember Anna Delby? I made a very popular video about Anna Delby, the fake heiress of New York, I think. She was in Dancing with the Stars in the UK, right? Dancing with the Stars, that's from the UK. Oh no, US, sorry, US. Let me see if I can see. And you know that she was a full-blown sociopath, borderline. Let me see if I can do my internet magic here so I can show you and you can understand who are we talking about. Let's see if I can see, and change this. Okay, this is skewed. Let me see if I can do some kind of magic here. No, the problem is that, well, it's Anna Delby. That's fake heiress. She's in this contest, Dancing with the Stars in the US, and she's still like a convict, and she's got this ankle monitor, Bejeweled. I don't want any ads. Fuck. Bejeweled ankle monitor. What is this? I mean, wasn't this lady in prison? I don't know how can that happen? How is that possible? I don't know. I would like to know how does that work? That you are in prison, or maybe not in prison. Maybe you are some kind of, you have an ankle monitor. You're not in prison. You're a domiciliary arrest. I don't know how that works, but she's so famous that she goes to Dancing with the Stars. I don't know. I want someone to explain to me. As in, we know that we are in this era that it's so many stupid people becoming famous. But that was baffling to me. Okay, you're a criminal. You're a convicted criminal. But you're so famous that you're invited to this, ankle monitor included, to this contest. I said, I think I have seen a lot of things in the past 2 months, and things that I had to absolutely block and shield any sensitive topic on my X account, or sensitive videos and images, that it can get quite gross. But that is like, it doesn't matter if you have embezzled and you have cheated and you have scammed and you have grifted. If you are famous enough, and especially if people are interested enough in you, then, well, you can become famous. And it doesn't matter. It's like people get picked up at random. And that's maybe the question was being asked about Diddy in this case. And I think like Diddy is like the Black Epstein. It's something that I say on X. Like he was procuring things that, for clients, for people high ups, and in exchange, maybe his career was able to be pushed. I cannot say you know that I'm an idealist. I want to think that whoever makes it is because they had talent. Well, I really don't listen to the kind of music that Diddy makes. So I couldn't say if the guy has talent, but I cannot even say that, okay, if he's there, if he's so famous, it's because he has talent, right? But then I remember Kim Kardashian. You know how she became famous, and you begin to say that you begin to lose your faith in humanity. And yes, it's like, how can psychopaths, sociopaths, and people with absolutely no talent besides exploiting the morbid interest, the morbid curiosity of the masses? That's something that is worth at least acknowledging. Because yes, sometimes we have Harry's got to be Andrew 2.0 for this scandal. I don't think it's gonna be that far. Because my idea is that Harry had a tighter, I'm going to use that expression, but I don't know how to do a softer one. I think Harry had a tighter leash than Prince Andrew. So maybe someone told him, hey, whatever you are doing with Diddy, stop it. That is simply not the right way to go. But that didn't happen with Prince Andrew. I was writing a satirical piece about Prince Andrew being ejected from Frogmore with a trebuchet. By the way, Epstein's behavior does not discriminate with race nor gender. This is important. It only matters if you have power. You have power coming in. And the thing that I have said a couple times when you talk about the royals is that Harry is the perfect pawn to give a touch of royalty to whatever you are doing. That is great. Oh, a real royal, a prince in the flesh. Can you, as the same as Diddy? Let me see if I can see that. Like I can look for that. The same that Diddy was. I don't know how I'm gonna pull this off. I think I can pull this off. Same that Diddy was, but patting Justin Bieber. Let me see if I can find it, that video. Can you imagine when Harry arrived to... there's a video. Oh, I can do it this way. Oh my God. This is great. I have been working on how to use these tools, like better use of these tools, and for these lives, and you see that I'm much less nervous than, well, like forever, and especially because I have more experience with this. But this is the video that I was talking about, that Diddy is with Justin Bieber. Hey man, how are you? Hey, nice, great. I don't know what age was Justin at this point, but you can see, I'm gonna zoom in. I should be doing this on the Battle Language Guy channel, but you have the privilege of watching this on the Royal Road channel. Now imagine that it's not Justin Bieber, but it's Harry, and Diddy begins to touch him like in the nipple or something. Like you got something here, and then taps him in the solar plexus a couple times. Pat. And notice that he's holding with a bit of pressure with the other hand. All this is easy to be seen. And it's interesting that he's talking to Justin, but Justin is looking down. Why is he looking down? Is he looking at his hand, at Diddy's hand? What is happening there? Now imagine that this is Harry instead of Justin. And notice how he taps. How Diddy taps his chest a couple times. And we go here. And then he does this. He puts his hand on his chest. I mean, I am a Latino. Okay, I know body language of Latin America and some countries of Europe, such as Spain. And in our countries, we talk very close to one another. In Spain, people speak really close to one another. Men are rather touchy. I really don't like that. It's like, I think it's an invasion of intimate space. I have never done this except with my closest relatives, and not on the chest. That is quite strange. I mean, that I remember, I don't have any straight friends or relatives that have ever done this. It is my observation. I'm not saying anything besides that. Maybe he was actually tapping Justin for mics, and then he raises his hand and taps his chest again with the open palm. That is quite strange. Yeah, he is scared. He's scared of Diddy, who said he's scared of Sexy B. He's scared of Diddy. He looks scared. It's like he looks scared, and notice that he moves closer to Justin. It's like he's not speaking to his ear. It's a bit to his neck. But again, this is awkward. I certainly would not like a man touching me like this in front of everyone. Maybe, yes, he was looking for a mic. Is he checking for a mic? Probably. Well, it would make sense if it was Harry to check for a mic, because you know that Harry has brought mics, hidden mics everywhere from the Jubilee onwards. There's so many scenarios that we have seen that. Wires is what he thought as well. Just joining, who is that white guy? The white guy is Justin Bieber with Diddy. We're seeing this really strange behavior, and I don't think that Justin was okay with that. Who can be okay with that? Nobody. No man can be okay with that. I wouldn't like it in the least. So we were talking about that. Imagine that you have Harry. That you have Harry, that he pretends to be a friend. Oh, this is gonna be cool with Diddy. You know that they met at that concert for Diana back in the day, and William was also there. They took pictures. This is another thing. In so many instances, I know that you know that I joke a lot about that. Oh, this person took this picture with another, but in some circles, that is almost unavoidable. I mean, you're at a concert, you're backstage, there's Harry and William, there's Diddy in there. I remember that there was another musician, but I don't remember the name. And they were hanging out and photos were taken. And of course, there are photos of William with Diddy. And I don't know if Kanye was as well in there. But well, it's rather dangerous and uncomfortable if you get entangled with people like this. And Harry is not in the best position right now. He's trying to do the best to salvage his reputation in many ways, not only in the sense that he was hanging out with Diddy. I'm going to play this, not play with sound. I think that's necessary. Prince Harry named in Diddy's sex trafficking lawsuit. Oh my God, YouTube is already going to flag my video with that, I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, it was Kanye. Prince Harry's name has appeared in court docs against Bad Boys Records founder Sean Diddy Combs. And what else happened? Let's see. Producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones recently filed a $30 million lawsuit against the music mogul, claiming that he participated in acts such as, well, you have that on the screen. I cannot read that aloud. That's what the baby oil was for. According to docs, Jones claimed that the Duke of Sausages and other A-listers' affiliation added to Diddy's legitimacy, and that is important. That's why you make sure to hang out with people. I've told you this. This story about legitimacy is important in any business, because who you know is so important. And I always remember this anecdote when Quentin Tarantino wanted to make Reservoir Dogs, and he absolutely wanted to direct it himself. That was his prerogative. And one of the things was the casting. He wanted solid actors, and the way to get to those solid actors was knowing someone who knew Harvey Keitel. By knowing Harvey Keitel, that like reaching out to Harvey Keitel, and Harvey Keitel reading the script, and everybody who read the script said, this is amazing, I want to be a part of it. Then having Harvey Keitel in in the bag. Let me see, look for Ed. It made all the difference in making that movie with the cast that they managed to have. Let me see. You remember who Harvey Keitel is? It is Tarantino. Young Tarantino, Harvey Keitel. He agreed to this. Then when he reached out to the other actors, then they say, oh, Harvey is in. Well, yeah, sure, I'll take it a shot. Let me read the script. Oh, the script is amazing. Harvey's already in. I'm in. This can be exploited in a number of ways. There's this movie. I'm not going to mention the movie. The movie is really gross. That was made that way. You know, the movie where the stars, a lot of people, including Hugh Jackman and Kate Winslet. That's the only clue that I'm gonna give you. Search for it at your own peril. You have been warned. That movie is just gross. And why so many people of that level, of that prestige, got into that movie is for legitimacy. You get one of them to sign, and then the next one says, "Oh, Hugh Jackman signed. Okay, I'm in," and so and so and so. And when they finally see the script adjusted to what it finally was, well, it was like a trap. So in that case, it went horribly wrong for everybody. In this case, it was a huge hit for Tarantino's career. But again, that's something that you do. Legitimacy. Oh, Prince Harry is at a party with Diddy. Oh, right, at those parties had LeBron James, Kanye. I don't know if Kanye is involved as well. And it's something that you use to trap people. And all starts with a photo, all starts with that invitation. Hey, let's hang out with this guy that I know. This is quite famous and such and such. This is something that we are told when we are teens all the time. You have to be careful who you hang out with. But we have absolutely no idea what we are being warned about. And we understand, okay, we have to be careful of not have any drug dealers or not hang out with any I don't know, ninja assassin or something like that. That's the kind of things that goes through our minds. I would speak for myself at the age of 16 or something like that. So it's as you grow and you get to meet the actual psychopaths and sociopaths, and you see, okay, that's what they meant of try to make sure you mind who you hang out with. And especially because if they get in trouble and you're in the vicinity, you will get in trouble as well. And it's going to be very sad if you're a law-abiding teenager or a law-abiding citizen or a law-abiding ginger Temu royal, and you get in trouble just because you hang out with someone when they rob people in the wrong place at the wrong time, or maybe they rob people at the worst time possible. So there's something that you have to be very careful about. Anybody of us have to be really mindful about that. That's one of the reasons why I'm very mindful of who I collaborate with here on YouTube as well. I prefer. I've been really busy, by the way. Someone asked me today, "Hey Jesus, have you has any conservative channel reach out to you?" Yes, I have requests not only by my fellow royal YouTubers, of course, and conservative channels have reached out to me. But two things: either I am just plain busy with 4 channels. I'm reactivating my Spanish channel, mi canal en español. I don't really have time to update my Spanish channel. So what I'm doing is using AI to translate my own voice from English to Spanish. It's a bit funny, but it's working. Okay, I'm doing that test. It is me either way. But again, so many things, 4 channels that I want to, I have to keep up with everything that is going with the world, from the orange man to exploding beepers. We are living the timest of times, really interesting times, I would say. I am not complaining at all. I am having a blast, but I think it would be a bad joke. It would not come out good. But still, that's the reason I don't do many collaborations. And in other aspects as well, I try to do my research about the people that I collaborate with and the brands that I promote here as well. I know that the last brand that I promoted was this VPN, PIA VPN. Still my VPN of choice has worked really well. This is not, I am not being paid right now for that. I'm just mentioning that. But I'm really very careful. And that's something that I absolutely would recommend you. You have to be really careful of what do you associate with, even if it's taking a picture. Even if it's taking a picture. And it's something that can happen with, in the heat of the moment. There's this famous person that, you are in the vicinity of a famous person, for example, and you are with friends and everybody wants to take a picture with them, and you don't want to be the discordant tone in the group, and okay, let's take a picture, and you take a picture with that person, and that person ends up doing something that is deplorable, and there's a picture with you with them, and you're gonna be associated to them, or stories that are very real, that there's a party at someone's house, you go to that someone's house, but you don't know them personally. You know them via a friend of a friend, or via a friend, like a second degree separation contact, and there's some trouble during the party or whatever happens, and well, you were in the middle of it, you were in the midst of it. I'm not saying that you are going to be paranoid, but that thing, that a very delicate line between being paranoid and, having common sense, common sense, paranoia. They say, this is a great saying, they say that it is not paranoia if you were right in the end. But sometimes you miss out. This is like a paradox as well. Maybe your paranoia saves you from hanging out with people, right? But that paranoia saves you from hanging with those people, then nothing happens. Then you say, you see, I shouldn't have been so fearful, so paranoid. Nothing happened. This would have been okay. This would have been nice. No, that is a problem. That is a problem that we cannot escape. That is a paradox. You either find out or you don't find out. And then if you don't find out, because thanks to you having common sense, then you think that you are being paranoid. It is tough for anybody, teenagers, grown-up people, everybody, grown-up people. Look at me using this English. Let me see your comments. I wanted to interact with you more. Oh yeah, is Eddie surprised the Kardashian are involved? You know that these circles, they have this very tight approach to hanging out, because what else can you do? If you're Kim Kardashian, if you're Diddy, it's like you cannot hang out with the plebs, right? You have this very tight group that are the people at that level, and at the same time you have, let's say, so much money that whatever is your vice, or whatever are your vices, you have exploited every single one of them to, well, a certain degree. Like, with that kind of money, you pretty much, if you have a vice, you will exploit it to a degree in which it gets boring. So that's why you have to look for crazier things, and crazier things, and crazier, and crazier. And that's what people get in trouble. That's when these people begin to say, what if we get 1,000 bottles of baby oil and we get crazy about that? I'm not going to go into details. Just use your imagination, but not too much. I want you to sleep soundly tonight. That's the kind of things that happens here. And only this tight group of acquaintances, of multimillionaire acquaintances, can understand what you're going through, and they also want, like, oh, I want in. And I'm sure that there are people, there's all kinds of people in this world. I'm sure that there must be people that are righteous no matter how much money they have. But it is undeniable that power and money, either of them, power and money, are going to just amplify what is already inside you. That is a given. So if you have not that solid principles, if there is a crack in those principles, if there's a crack in your values, that would be amplified by all that money and power. And it's not like it is amplified once. It's something that is going to be ripping apart and apart and apart, and have this huge gap in your spirit, and pray that you don't get caught. Or at least you might as well have all these cameras in your house, so if someone threatens you that I'm going to take you to the police, or oh, I have cameras, I have recorded everything, I have records. That's why I think my approach to this is that being Diddy, like the Black Epstein, it could be, this is just a hypothesis. I'm not saying that this is why he got caught. It's like all these people that he has something on them, he has one video, has something. They wanted to get rid of the evidence. And of course, they had to raid Diddy's house, and now they have to get rid of Diddy. I'm sure that he was denied the bail, right? And the bail was $50 million. $50 million. That's what is, well, he was denied bail, and right now he is one of the worst prisons in New York City. This is what I understand, and it is not going well for him. And everyone is saying, well, will he abstain himself? We don't know. I don't know. Maybe someone orders a Hillary special. The Hillary special, and yes, get rid of Diddy. That could be a song, an AI song. TC, when a honey trap thinks they have power and get overconfident, this happens. I agree. I'm reading your comments. Oh my God, there's so many things that you're saying that you know that you sometimes in your comments. I always keep an eye on your comments, and your comments have always been a great source of laughs, inspiration. But man, so many things going on here. I'm not surprised that our viewership tonight is a little lower than usual. There are less than 1,000 rogues. Maybe YouTube is throttling this live. I would not be surprised. Let me check if YouTube is not doing any shenanigans with my account. I would not be surprised, because I don't think, you know, that when these topics are too fresh, YouTube makes sure, no, it's going fine. It's going fine. YouTube, you know, make sure to, hey, let's try to take it easy, Jesus. Don't go all the way down the rabbit hole. But it's still, YouTube knows that I am family friendly. I try to tell things like it is. But when Harry gets entangled with this kind of people, well, what can I tell? Let me see. I want to talk about. Let's talk about something. Let's add some levity to this. I want to show you this. What was very funny. This was, I had this exchange with Claudia, Happy Rataplan, on my Kinesics account on X. And she was talking about, you know how Megan was mentioned, was called this dictator in heels, something like that. Like or dictatoress, I don't know how to say that. Dictator in heels, how she behaved around Archwell, you know, very bossy, very commanding, yelling, changing her mind, emailing at 5 a.m., the whole enchilada. And then Claudia went to Grok, and she generated, Grok is the AI, the artificial intelligence on X, and she said, Grok, create an image of a dictator in heels. I guess that she said that Meghan Markle as a dictatoress, or whatever, how you say that, female dictator in heels. And this was the image. And no, it doesn't look like her. I'm going to some magic here so you can see that it doesn't really look like her by any means. And I said, no, this looks like more like, where were my words? I said something else. This looked like a Colombian ultra nationalist mamacita dictator. This is a dystopia. This is a dystopia that I could get behind. AI improves her. Princess Dumbarton. AI improves her. Oh, this is nice. This is great. Puff Diddy is now Cuff Diddy. On point. She wishes she looks like that. Oh, yes. The legs are nice, and I say it from a Dictator in Mema. Dictator in Mema. Yeah, I could have an accent like that as well. What is this? Yeah, looks more like Demi Moore, Demi Moore like I'm gonna say that Demi Moore is looking nice these days. I haven't seen a recent picture. I was going to say Demi Moore like 20 years ago, but I was not gonna be fair because I don't know how is Demi Moore looking these days. Last time I saw her, she was looking great. But this is the kind of things that I see that, okay, that is a dictator that I would be nice. And you know that I also have something for you, my female rogues. Canel Citadel, there goes the smile. You know that it seems that William is rocking. Is decided to rock the beard, and I am pronouncing it correctly. At long last, first time today, and I say beard correctly. Canel, there goes a smile. Prince William, also known in Scotland as the Duke of Rothesay, I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm sorry, took the time to meet and thank those who have experienced homelessness and work to support Homewards UK in rehabilitating homeless people. I love this cute little exchange here. When you have grown women jiggling, you are doing something right. Photo by Kate Mancy. I'm gonna leave that picture 1 minute while I wanted to look for something else here. Oh, there's also this picture. I'm gonna go back to this, but there was also this picture by Charles Voicemail that I understand today is Charles Voicemail birthday. Happy birthday, Charles. Charles Voicemail. The beard is still there, plus a new subtle addition. All right, son. Angel. It reminds me of that picture. It was that he had, I think it was this huge king, the word king behind him. I'm gonna look for it. I don't know if I can find it. Sometimes it's easy to find. So, there it is. You know that when there's a Will or a William, there's a way. Reminds me of this picture. I don't remember what was the what was the word? It was another word, but it was a very fun picture. And this, well, that this is something that AI cannot do. Reality. And there's another picture by V Queenie, and yes, it seems that William is decided. Let's do the beard thing, but sadly he will never be able to beat Harry because Harry has 2 beards. And yes, I have said that joke before, but this is just the second time. I can say that joke like maybe once every 2 or 3 months. Is that fair? Yeah, once every 2 months could be nice. During a year, we can write a contract on that. Yeah, it's a sign. Looks like the saint. Saint William. Yeah, I remember that I actually made a poll back then in which I asked you if you would like William with beard, because you remember that he had this. William had these pictures. These pictures from a while ago, and he looked solid. He looked really solid back then. In this picture, it was quite a few years ago. It was very nice beard. Was very well groomed, which is important, and I think it can be a great addition. Now that he has this, well, it's not now. It's like he doesn't have the hair, but the skull shape and the jaw when the beard, it can work. It can work from many perspectives. Let's see, and some of you maybe at some point he will get tired of it. Who knows? But back then he rocked that beard really, really well. There's another one here. Maybe that was the face of not that much. That was a face of not that many responsibilities back then. But well, yeah, it's more like a shadow. Well, before, oh my God, this is 52 minutes and we haven't talked about Megan. I am about to disappoint Megan. I don't want to go away without talking about Megan. Let's talk about Megan for just a minute. I mean, you know that Megan always wanted to look relatable. By the way, it's not Megan. Megan, it's not you. But I think aviator sunglasses, maybe this is not the time. Maybe they were cool like some decades ago. Maybe at some point they will get cooler again. But aviator sunglasses, I don't know. Maybe they are not the most flattering for her face shape. And something that you do because you know that Megan would benefit from. Well, that's why she uses that hairdo to make her face. You know that she has a very strong jawline. Very strong jawline developed by decades of grinding her teeth. Grinding her teeth. She must have titanium implants in her back teeth because she should not have by this point. That's why she has this very strong jawline. And that's why her hairstyle helps. But the oversized aviator sunglasses, it's not what she's looking for. Again, not judging. I'm not talking about Megan in an intrinsic way. Only her choice of sunglasses could be different. But again, she wants to be relatable. And she was wearing what? $40,000 worth of all that she was wearing. $40,000. If you made it, you made it, girl. I have to say it. You know, so many of you, my rogues, already know my opinion on many instances of life. And capitalism, for me, is something that brings people forward. And you know that I'm an accelerationist. And if she made it marrying a prince, and Prince recently received his inheritance that the Queen Mother left him and William, then she's totally open and welcome to wear her 40,000 in dress, bag, jewelry, everything. But again, don't preach on all those things. Don't get preachy about things, about stuff, about being humble and all that, because it's a bit of a dissonance. It's something that actually hurts your message. It's something that makes you look like a hypocrite with aviator sunglasses, which really are not that flattering for your face shape. And well, she also, you know, that she's a hugger. Oh, that she's a hugger in many ways. I remember that I made this joke as well. Where it said copy image. I remember. Oh yeah, Megan is a hugger, but a hugger like this one. It's like this. I see the same image. I see it's both the same. We look at the same. You know, the claw that is trademarked. She could trademark the claw first, and she couldn't trademark American Riviera Orchard. That is just a shame. That I think that Megan should fire her attorneys. Megan should be firing her attorneys because they couldn't trademark American Riviera Orchard. How is that possible? I don't think it's fair. I don't think I'm seeing this very creepy images here right next to me. I'm gonna close all this. Gonna have nightmares. Gonna have nightmares. Oh, right. So someone have already made the comparison here. I'm going to include the tweet of Mrs. W. Mrs. W. Here, there's always a sign. Yeah. We were thinking the same, Mr. W. Mrs. W. What else do I had here to show you? Well, that is the morale of today's show. You have to be careful who you hang out with, who you take pictures with. You have to do the homework because you never know. You want to trust humanity in many ways and say, well, maybe this could be cool hanging out with them. We are in a group. What could happen? And then you arrive and you get in trouble because of what? But again, it's not paranoia when you are right. I'm going to read your super chats. There's a couple of super chats in here. Oh my God, Juju Bees. You're saying something that I cannot get behind what you're saying, but thank you for your super chat, Juju Bees. Something I cannot highlight this because, well, I could do some research about that. I promise. Margie, thank you, Margie, for your super sticker. Game over, written in a pixelated way. And Finola, thanks for covering this. Great truths. Great truths here. Great truths here. And Oliver, how much time do we got? We got 30 seconds. I don't think Megs ever wanted to be relatable. She's always strived to flex on the poor. She wants people to complain about her unrelatability. Yes, because that makes herself a victim. But My Royal Rogues, my name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue, and until we meet on another video or another live, remember the most important words: much love and bliss. Download my 100 bottle language tips in the description of this video. Take care, be safe. I love every single one of you. Bye-bye.